am so glad you are joining me today. You have reached the NeedleBugg, and my name is Karen. And as you guessed, this is a channel about cross stitch. So if you are a returning subscriber, thanks so much for hanging out with me and coming back from time after time. I so appreciate you. And if you are new, and I've had quite a lot of new subscribers here of late, I would like to welcome each and every one of you. And I hope you find something here that you really enjoy and will come back and subscribe. So let's get on with what we have to talk about today. So today I thought I would do an update of what I've been working on. It's been about a week and a half since I did 2023 plans, and these are the projects I'm taking into 2023. So let's see what kind of progress we've made. Better put a little bit more. There we go. A little bit more light on the subject. Why didn't I think of that earlier? Oh, who knows? This is a NeedleBugg video, and you guys all know how that goes. Yeah. We have our technical issues. What can I say? So let's see. I will insert pictures when I edit this video because I have not figured out quite yet how to do that. The pictures that I have to crop down, and I don't quite know. Well, I was having trouble putting them in here. So we will figure that out. We hopefully figure that out before this goes up on YouTube. So here we go. First up is the one we knew was going to come into the new year, which is Autumn Church. So this is how far I've gotten. Whoops, wrong way. I've extended this down a bit. I've filled in quite a bit in here. And actually, I only worked on it so far this year 2 days, and I've done 278 stitches. Not too shabby, but you'll see why in just a little bit. Okay, so that's number one, and hopefully, well, let me do it this way. I will be able to get a picture over here of where it was last time. I do this so I know where to put the picture. Okay, next up has a little bit of a story. As I said in my plans, I want to do Modern Folk Embroideries 2023 Stitch Along. And I showed you my colors that I had picked. And I really do love this combination of red and brown. Now this is still attached to the Q-snap on the other end for a reason, but this was my start in the red and the brown. I like the combination, but I felt as I was stitching this that they overpowered each other, and the chart called for more of a outline and a more subtle color for the filling stitches. So I rethought and came up with this, which, let me put some fabric behind here, which I do like much better. It's 820 is the blue, and the gray is 415. And I do like this combination a bit better because the gray does not scream and conflict with the blue. Now, in order to do that, I found out something that I didn't know. Believe it or not. I did not, and I think I knew this, but I didn't, the light bulb didn't go on until I read this in one of the Facebook groups, that when you put this in Pattern Keeper, or I guess you could do it in markup also, if you go in to the legend where you would go to put in the colors if the app did not read the colors and put them in for you, you can go in there and put any colors you want, especially on these two-tone ones, or even a monochrome chart. Put the color you want in and see how it's going to get. So that's how I picked my colors. You go in Pattern Keeper, you would tap those 3 lines, and there's that option to view the PDF, and there's a couple other options there, but one of them is to edit the legend. Go in there and play with the colors. Just put whatever colors you want in there until you find the combination that works for you. Fortunately for me, I have a cone of each one of these colors, so I certainly have enough thread to finish the whole design. This combination, and I'll show you again, is certainly one I am liking a whole lot better than, not that I don't like the red and brown, I do, just not for this piece. So this is 820 is the dark blue, and the gray is 415. And when I talked about this before on my last video, I had barely a start, just a couple stitches. So this is the progress for so far for January, which is 408 stitches, and I worked on it. Okay, flip around here. I worked on it. Well, I started this Sunday. So this was all my stitches. 408 stitches were done on Sunday. So on this color combination, I only did 1 day, which that's okay. That's quite all right. But I'm much happier. And you know, folks, you got to do what you're happy with. Whether it means starting something once and being happy, or multiple times. And let me tell you, I have been known to be the queen of restarts until I find the thing that I like the best. If you're going to spend the time to work on these, you want it to be something that you are totally, totally happy with. Now, the next one that I'm going to show you today is, I had said that, and again, I will put pictures in when I edit this. I had talked about the Christmas stockings, one for my daughter and one for Adam, my son-in-law. And they were going to be, both of those pieces were going to be my priority for 2023. So what I did is I finally started Adam's. And this is going to be, it's called Snowman by Heaven and Earth Designs. And again, I will put pictures in here. God forbid, I hope I can figure out how to do it. If not, if I can't put them right in the same frame as this, I will put them either before or after when I'm showing the piece. So this is Snowman, and it's a meager start, but it's a start. Let's see here. I only worked on it 1 day, and I did 353 stitches 1 day. So that's not too shabby. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. So that's Snowman. Hopefully I will get both of these stockings done for next Christmas, for this coming 2023 Christmas. And then my buddy Fred, which is my daughter's stocking. Fred got 1,100 stitches since last we spoke, and I worked on Fred for 4 days. So here is Fred. Now it's a little hard to see because the colors are I must get myself a board to pin this stuff on. Where I spent most of my time was in here. So I'm getting a lot of that shoulder, this shoulder done. I kind of finished straight across here. So, and I think I might have done a little bit down in here. I'm not quite sure. I think I did, because I had threads hanging down in there. So I worked down in here to finish off the threads that were hanging, and then I jumped over to his arm and working on the arm. So that's Fred. He's the priority to get finished first. And once he's finished first, then Snowman, Adam's stocking, will be the next to be the focus piece to get done. The other things will get picked up occasionally when I get tired of stitching Christmas stockings. But I really do want to get these two done. And I really do love the other ones that I'm working on. So that's those. And let's see, I did tell you. Magwayans, I have not done any more on that since last we spoke. I started that on, would have been not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before. I put about 100 stitches in it. It's not much to look at. So I plan to only stitch on that on a Sunday during Teresa's live. It's not on my, it's one I will stitch, don't get me wrong, but it's not on my priority list. So it gets worked on when it gets worked on, and if it sits a while, it sits a while. It's just going to be how it is, because in my mind, I have other things that I would really like to work on and give priority stitching time to. Now, as you all know, there is the Hardanger stitch along that it's a piece of Hardanger that I want to do, and if people wanted to stitch it along with me, they are certainly welcome to do that. And about every other week, I'm doing a video on that to show people how to get started or do some of the stitches in the next block. So block 1 is up. I will be doing the video on block 2. I might just do that this afternoon yet, but it may not post until next week. But I'm doing the stitching for the video on a separate piece of fabric. And I'm really only going to work on that to demonstrate. My piece is actually going to be on this fabric and is this. So this is how far I am on my piece. I just have a couple tiny little stitches to finish in the corner of that middle block, and then I'm ready to start block 3. For the stitch along, I'm going to be recording block 2. After this block, I will be working on this piece and recording on this piece as I stitch it. So block 3 will, when I record block 3, which is this one over here, that will also, I will also be demonstrating as I stitch that one, so that people can stitch along with me. If you so choose to do that, it's the Mary Hickmont sampler. You can find it on Etsy. I will put the link for it in the drop-down box. I hope I remember to do that. If not, it is in the previous video. It's a very beautiful sampler, and I will again put a picture of it in here because it is a very, very nice Hardanger sampler. And the stitches that it uses are really basic stitches. They are not that difficult, honest. I mean, your ships, I have a video that demonstrates how to make these ships, and they're basically just satin stitches. So it's just a matter of counting for the correct placement of your satin stitch. That's all they are. Cluster blocks, there's videos on that. These flowers are very similar to ships. Again, they're just satin stitches. You're just altering the number of threads. It looks a whole lot harder than it is. It really, really is not difficult. So if you'd like to join me, please feel free to do that. If you've not done Hardanger, if you go way back on there, I do have a Hardanger playlist so that you can go way back and check out those videos. And they are videos that demonstrate basic stitches and how to do things and get started. There are some handouts that go along with those videos. Now, I made those videos years ago when I was teaching at a needle workshop that was fairly local to me, but has since closed. But I have handouts that I used for that class. So the videos really were supplements to the in-person teaching. But there are handouts, and if you would like a copy of those handouts, if you just send me an email, I will be more than happy to share them with you. So that's always available. They are always available. They're not going away. They're not going anywhere. So just send me an email. My email is in the drop-down box. Feel free to do that, and I will see that you get those handouts. And they explain the different types and counts of fabric that you can use, what size pearl cottons you should use for each respective count of fabric. They're just chocked full of a lot of information for you. How to figure out how big your fabric should be. So if you would like those, just shoot me an email and I will get them to you. So I think that's really all I have for today. Didn't think it was going to be a long video, just an update for you to see what I've been stitching and where I've been at. It has been a busy week, or I should say a busy since the first of the year. I didn't get quite as much time to stitch as I normally do. Had an issue where I broke a tooth, so ended up ended up going to the dentist to have the remainder of it. It, fortunately for me, happened to be a tooth that had died, so I didn't have any pain. I fractured it below the gum, so what was left had to be extracted. And they were great. They did it the same day. I didn't even have to make another appointment. And I love this practice. The dentist also put I'm not sure what you call it, but they put the stuff in for an implant. So I'm ready to go. I had stitches taken out this morning, and in another couple weeks, I can go to my own dentist and have a tooth made to be put on that implant. So yeah, this place is fabulous. I just highly recommend them for anybody that is in my area. I won't go to any other oral surgeons. Yeah, they're fabulous. They're absolutely fabulous, and everyone in the office is absolutely fabulous. So that has been one thing that happened. I'm also going to sit with my sister-in-law at least once a week. Her husband recently passed away. She's alone, and she's getting a little bit of dementia. So I have decided I am going to go sit with her, see that in the afternoon, see that she takes her medicines, see that she gets something to eat, and do whatever. So that's also going to take some of my stitching time, but so well worth the time that I just need to spend time with her. She was there many years ago when I needed encouragement and support. I was going through a divorce, and yeah. In fact, if it wouldn't be for her, I wouldn't have met my current husband. So, and well, let's see. We've been married 40 years. We've been together 45 years. So that was, a long time ago. But she was there for me when I went through my hardship. So the least I can do is go sit with her an afternoon a week, or maybe 2 afternoons a week. We'll see what happens. So that, because of those things and, the other normal routine things that you have to do, cuts into your stitching time a little bit. But that's okay. It's a hobby. It's fun. It's what I do. It's what we all do, and what we all love to share. So, my friends, I don't think I have anything else to jibber jabber about today. As usual, if you have questions or things you need to or want to know, you can always shoot me an email. You can always put it in the comments. Facebook Messenger, I'm on there. Instagram, although I don't post very much. I don't post hardly at all on Facebook except to monitor my groups. And Instagram, I kind of forget to take pictures and post on there. I'll get better about it. I promise. So with that, I am going to bid you all farewell today. I hope you have an awesome stitchy week. I hope you find the joy in your stitching. Stitch what you love and love what you stitch. But most of all, are you ready? You know what I'm going to say. I say it every time. Most of all, the only rules in cross stitch are those that you set for yourself. So have a great rest of your week.